I know this is a little uncomfortable because we don't like to admit this, but if you can listen to yourself, hear yourself, you'll find out because you are snared by the words that you speak. Death in life is not in the economy. Death in life is in my tongue. So if I can at least tame the habit of how I talk, I can literally change the landscape of my financial future. So we have these habits, these good habits, these bad habits, but habits determine your life. The most important decision you can make in life is what's going to be important to you. The second most important decision you can make is who qualifies to share it with you. That's about habits. Remember earlier I said that your life, is determined by 5 people closest to you. There were studies done, and they literally, scientific studies done for years, research, and they found out that people generally weigh, listen to this, people weigh within about 5 to 10 pounds of the 5 closest friends to them. I'm just letting that marinate for a moment. People generally weigh within about 5 to 10 pounds to the people that's closest to them. You know why? Because something as personal as the choices that you make to eat can really divide a friendship. Can you imagine you're the only one in the car that wants a healthy meal and everybody else wants fast food? It really causes this little friction between you to the point where you say, you know what, if I'm going to hang out with this person, I better eat first because I don't agree with how they eat. I have to eat this way. The hardest part about dieting is getting around people who support the diet. Have you anybody ever worked in a cubicle, an office environment like in a cubicle city? You ever notice that when you start looking around for a snack, none of your coworkers has a healthy snack? Most times they don't. They're not offering you, they're not pushing carrots on you, they're not pushing broccoli on you, they're pushing M&Ms on you.
That's right.
And you say, oh no, I can't eat that. Girl, you better get you some chocolate. You know you need a piece of chocolate after 3 o'clock to get you going. Boom. Go on and get a soda. I'll split it with you. You see what's happening? Because we're connected, we start sharing in each other's. And not only do we weigh within the most, but within $10,000 to $15,000 we make of each other. So if you want to find out what your average median income is, just take your 5 closest friends, total up their yearly salaries, and then average it out. You're in there somewhere, very close to it. Simply because we tend to connect with people that we feel are on our level. And this is a really important part about leadership. As we begin to go into new areas and coming here and meeting new people, if you're ever going to get something that you've never had, you have to start talking to people that you've never talked to. 3 areas habits are vital. Number 1, habits help identify what and who is important. You don't have to change friends, just change habits. You don't have to change friends, change your habits. And you'll find out when the dust settles and the smoke clears, you'll find out who should be connected to you by who sticks with you during the transition of a habit. It's really important for us as we grow up as young people, because if you want, sometimes we feel this allegiance to people because they're from our neighborhood or we grew up with them. The reality is you don't have to even judge that relationship. If you start doing things differently, they'll either come along with you or go find someone else to do their stuff with. And that goes double for leadership. You want to find out who great leaders are? Find out who they hang out with. Find out what they're reading. Find out where they're going. That determines that leadership. Number 2, habits prepare you for great opportunities. This is a true story. The first time I ever ministered, December the 3rd, 1993. First time I ever ministered publicly. I had a habit of coming to church on Fridays after work, and I would just go straight there with my former pastor, and I would go there because I knew that, on Fridays, we usually clean up the church and we do things around the church or, help set up for praise and worship and things like that. And he came out of his office, and I was literally standing there vacuuming, and he said, hey, Early, the speaker for tonight called and canceled. He's not going to make it. You're going to speak tonight. And my biggest thing was, why? Why on earth would you let me speak to people? I can't talk. I can talk to people one-on-one, but I love witnessing, going out on the streets, but I'm not a pulpit kind of guy. He said, you're here. And that stuck with me. When you show up, life blesses people who just show up. Underqualified misfits, the ones that shouldn't be there, people are going to wonder, how in the world did you get to the level that you're at? Because you kept showing up day after day. Life rewards those that keep showing up. Number 3, habits set the tone for a productive life, not luck. It's funny when people say, man, you're so lucky. Man, you got this going. I said, luck has nothing to do with it. Luck has absolutely nothing. Luck has zero. This is about being diligent about your business. Excellence rewards those that keep showing up. And if the reward is that there's a greater level of success that comes in your life.